स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ Sairam. Sisters and brothers, I am giving you one video titled as The Power and the Potency of the Gayatri Mantra as taught and expounded by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Our beloved Sathya Sai Baba was giving so much importance to Gayatri Mantra and self knowledge. If we if we try to understand, if we want to know the real knowledge, near message of our beloved Sathya Sai Baba, then make sure he was giving so much importance to number one, Gayatri Mantra and the knowledge of the self. That is the most important knowledge of our beloved Baba. This self-knowledge is Brahma Gyan and Atam Gyan given by our ancient sages. The same Brahma Gyan and Atam Gyan is very much available in our Vedas and Upanishads. And our Baba is, he himself is full of knowledge of Vedas, Upanishads, Shastras, and all the Hindu scriptures. Baba's each and every word and sentence was a sentence of Vakya, Brahma Vakya, Brahma Gyan, Atam Gyan. So here I am starting the topic. There appear to be reservation in the minds of some learned people as to who are and who are not entitled to chant or repeat the Parnava and the Gayatri Mantra as part of their spiritual sadhana. Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, the avatar of our age, has declared to us as follows. There are many who argue that the Parnava can be repeated only by a few and that others are not entitled to it. This is wrong. This false conclusion has been arrived at since they do not know the truth. It springs from a mistaken belief. The Gita does not mention this group or that group. Krishna declares, whoever, that is 8th chapter, mantra 12 and 13, without any qualifying words limiting it to one class or sex. Gita Vahini 143. Bhagwan has also declared the Gayatri Mantra is the elaboration of the Parnava Shabda or Om. It, the Gayatri Mantra, is now held so venerable and valuable that initiation into the Adhyatmic life is achieved by its contemplation. Sadhana, the inward path 90, Prasanti Nilayam, also Sathya Sai speaks, volume 3, page 242. Quoting the Shukla Yajurveda, Swami Vivekananda asked, can you show any authority from this Veda of ours that everyone has not the right to it? This Veda is our only authority and everyone has the right to it. The Gayatri Mantra, what is the Gayatri Mantra. The Gayatri Mantra is the universal prayer enshrined in the Vedas, the most ancient scriptures of man. Sathya Sai speaks, volume 10, page 109. The Gayatri Mantra is a prayer that can well be spoken with yearning by men and women of all creeds and climes in all centuries. Repetition of this mantra will develop the intelligence. Sathya Sai speaks, volume uh, page 58. Recite the Gayatri Mantra. The Gayatri Mantra is as follow. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba chanting Gayatri Mantra. Without course, Gayatri 18 seconds. So Baba was giving so much importance to Gayatri Mantra. How may the Gayatri Mantra be translated? Om Prabraham Bhur Bhuloka physical plane. It also refers to the body made up of the Panch Mahabhutas, five elements. These five elements constitute Prakriti nature. Bhuva, Bhuva Loka, the middle world. Bhuva is also Prana Shakti. However, it is the presence of prajna that enables the prana shakti to animate the body. It is on this account that the Vedas have declared Prajnanam Brahma, constant integrated awareness is Brahma, Swaha, Svargaloka, heaven, the land of the gods, Tattva, Paramatma, God or Brahman, Brahman, Savitur, that from which all this is born, Varanium, fit to be worshipped, Bhargo, the radiance, the spiritual effulgence, the light that bestows wisdom, Devasya, divine reality, Dhimahi, we meditate, Dhiyo, Buddhi, intellect, Yo, which, Nah, our, Parchodayat, enlighten. The Gayatri Mantra may be translated in many ways. One such translation is as follows. Om Om Dhimahi, we meditate Bhargo upon the spiritual effulgence Varanium Devasya of that adorable supreme divine reality Savitur, the source Bhur Bhuvasva of the physical, the astral and the heavenly sphere of existence. Tat may that supreme divine being Parchodayat enlighten you which nah our dhiyo intellect so that we may realize the supreme truth. Also dhiyo nah parchodayat awaken my discrimination, O Lord, and guide me. Who discovered the Gayatri Mantra? Says Vishwamitra discovered the Gayatri Mantra. It was the same sage Vishwamitra who initiated Sri Rama into the mysteries of sun worship through the mantra Aditya Hridam. Sathya Sai Vahani, page 183 184. Many people chant Aditya Hridam as part of their sadhana. The Central Chinmaya Mission Trust Bombay 72 has published by the Sri Ramakrishna Math Madras 4 hand booklets on the Aditya Hridam. What did the Gayatri Mantra enable sage Vishwamitra to do? The Gayatri Mantra enabled sage Vishwamitra to use rare weapons which bowed to his will when the mantra was repeated with faith. Though the powers he attained in this way, Vishwamitra was able to create a counterpart of this cosmos. Sathya Sai Vahini, page 184. To whom is the Gayatri Mantra addressed? The Gayatri Mantra is addressed to the energy of the sun, Surya, Sathya Sai Vahini, page 183. Bhagwan is Surya Narayan. What is the potency of the Gayatri Mantra? This mantra has infinite potentiality. It is a vibrant formula. It has immense powers, powers that are truly amazing. For the sun is its presiding deity. Sathya Sai Vahani, page 184. Where is the Gayatri Mantra enshrined? The Gayatri Mantra is enshrined in the Vedas, the most ancient scriptures of man. Rig Veda 3:62-10. Who is Gayatri? Gayatri is the mother of the Vedas. Gayatri Chanda Sammatha. Whom does Gayatri redeem? Gayatri redeems the chanter of the mantra. Gayantham Thrayathe ithi Gayatri. Where is Gayatri present? Gayatri is present wherever the mantra is chanted. What are the three names of Gayatri? Gayatri has three names: Gayatri, Savitri, and Saraswati. These three are present in each one of us. Gayatri is the master of the senses. Savitri is the master of prana, life force. Savitri signifies truth. Saraswati is the presiding deity of speech, Vak. These three represent purity in thought, word, and deed. Trikarna Shuddhi. Sathya Sai speaks, volume 9, page 95 and 235. One who practices purity and harmony of thought, word, and deed will have Gayatri, Savitri, and Saraswati residing in him. To whom is the Gayatri Mantra addressed? The Gayatri Mantra is addressed to the immanent and transcendent divinity. What name has the immanent and transcendent divinity been given? The immanent and transcendent divinity has been given the name Savita. What does Savita mean? Savita means that from which all this is born. How many parts may the Gayatri Mantra be considered to have? The Gayatri Mantra may be considered to have three parts. The mantra has all the three elements that figure in the adoration of God: praise, meditation, and prayer. The first nine words represent the attributes of the divine. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi pertains to meditation. Dhiyo yo nah parchodayat is the prayer to God to confer on us all powers and talents. Sathya Sai speaks, volume 9, page 95 and 236. What may be these three parts also be described as? The three parts may also be described as: number one, praise to Svita, the divine is first praised. Two, meditation on Savita, the divine is then meditated upon in reverence. Three, prayer to Svita, an appeal is made to the divine to awaken and strengthen our intellect, the discriminating faculty buddhi in us. What is the Gayatri Mantra considered to be? The Gayatri Mantra is considered to be the essence of the teachings of Vedas, the Veda Sara. What does the Gayatri Mantra foster? Chanting the Gayatri Mantra fosters and sharpens the knowledge yielding faculty in man. What are the other benefits to one who chants the Gayatri Mantra? To one who chants the Gayatri Mantra regularly and with faith, the Gayatri Mantra is the reliever of diseases. Sarvaroga Nivarani Gayatri. The Gayatri Mantra wards off all misery. Sarva Dukha Parivarini Gayatri. The Gayatri Mantra is the fulfiller of all desire. Sarva Vancha Phalasri Gayatri. This is from Sathya Sai speaks, volume 9, page 95 to 36. What does the Gayatri Mantra best to on the person who chants it with faith? The Gayatri Mantra is the best tour of all that is beneficial to the person who chants it with faith. This is taken from Sathya Sai Speaks, volume 9, page 95 and 236. What are the other results of chanting the Gayatri Mantra? If the Gayatri Mantra is chanted, various kinds of powers will emerge in one. Hence, the Gayatri Mantra should not be treated casually. This is taken from Sathya Sai Speaks, volume 9, page 95 and 236. See also question 30. What is truth? Truth is that which is valid at all times, past, present, and future. That truth is the Gayatri Mantra. Sathya Sai speaks, volume 9, page 95 and 236. What does the Gayatri Mantra imply? The Gayatri Mantra implies the four Mahavakyas or the four core declarations enshrined in the four Vedas. What are the four Mahavakyas? The four Mahavakyas are Prajanam Brahma, consciousness is Brahma, Atreya Upanishad of the Rig Veda, Aham Brahma Asmi, I am Brahma, Brihadaranyakaya Upanishad of the Yajurveda, Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art, Chandogaya Upanishad of the Samaveda, I am Atma Brahma, this self is Brahma, Mandukya Upanishad of the Atharvaveda. When should the Gayatri Mantra be chanted? Gayatri Mantra should be chanted at dawn, noon, and dusk. What are the three times also known as? These times are also known as Sandhya Kalam, and that is to say the meeting point between night and day, morning and evening, day and night. These times are beneficial for spiritual practices. Do we have to be bound by these periods of time to chant Gayatri Mantra? No, we do not have to be bound by these three periods of time to chant the Gayatri Mantra. When then can the Gayatri Mantra be chanted? The Gayatri Mantra can be chanted at any time and everywhere. What should the person chanting the Gayatri Mantra ensure at all times? The person chanting the Gayatri Mantra should ensure that his heart is pure at all times. Bhagwan's injunctions are that we should not treat the Gayatri Mantra casually. Question 22. And second, that our heart should be pure at all times. We should therefore obey and practice implicitly Bhagwan's teachings. These are to be found in Summer Showers 1990. Briefly, they are as follows. Number one, speak truth. Attach value to your words. Truth is the life of a word. 2. Practice righteousness. How? By developing three karna shuddhi. Third, purity and harmony of thought, word and deed. Think no evil, think what is good. See no evil, see what is good. Hear no evil, hear what is good. Talk no evil, talk what is good. Do no evil, do what is good. All at all times follow Bhagwan's maxim. Help ever, hurt never. Dedicate all your actions to the Lord without undue concern for the results and without the false sense of doership. I am the doer. What is Bhagwan's advice to young people? Bhagwan's advice to young people is that they should chant the Gayatri Mantra when taking their bath. What does Bhagwan recommend this? Why does Bhagwan recommend this? Bhagwan says that when we take our bath, we are cleansing our bodies. Therefore, we should take the opportunity to cleanse our minds and intellects also at the same time. At what other time does Bhagwan recommend that we chant the Gayatri Mantra? Bhagwan recommends that we chant the Gayatri Mantra. Number one, before every meal. Number two, when we wake up from bed. Number three, when we go to bed. Question number 34. What should we repeat after chanting the Gayatri Mantra? We should repeat Shanti three times after we finish chanting the Gayatri Mantra. Question 35. Why should we repeat Shanti after completing our recitation of the Gayatri Mantra? We should repeat Shanti because it will give Shanti or peace of mind to the three entities in us body, mind, and soul. Question 36. Bhagwan taught the Gayatri Mantra and its importance to Sri E.B. Fanibanda. What are the main points in Bhagwan's teachings? Bhagwan's teachings to Sri Fanibanda are given in this book, Vision of the Divine, page 79 to 88. The main points are: Number one, if the Gayatri Mantra is not recited correctly, it has the opposite effect of enveloping the person in darkness. But if we recite it with love, God will accept it. Number two, Baba advises that each word should be pronounced clearly and distinctly without undue haste or hurry. Number three, Gayatri is at the very basis of the Vedas and merits the name Veda Mata or the mother of the Vedas. The Gayatri Mantra is all pervasive throughout the manifest cosmos. 4. Gayatri is that which preserves, protects, and rescues the chanter from mortality. Number 5. The Gayatri Mantra is a universal prayer which asks for a clear intellect so that the truth may be reflected therein without distortion. Number 6. Bhagwan has said that men and women of all climes and creeds can chant the Gayatri Mantra. It calls upon the glorious power that pervades the sun and the three worlds to arouse, awaken, and strengthen the intelligence so that it may lead us through intense sadhana to success. See also Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 3, page 242. 7. The heart needs to be cleansed thrice a day, dawn, noon, and dusk. Besides these times, Bhagwan has said that the Gayatri Mantra can be repeated anywhere at any time, including night time. 8. The Gayatri Mantra is synonymous with divinity and has therefore to be approached with humility, reverence, faith, and love towards the mantra. Number 9. The Vedas are the very breath of God and the Gayatri Mantra is at the very basis of the Vedas. Number 10. Bhagwan is the Veda Purusha and is therefore the supreme authority on the Vedas. Number 11. Love and reverence for the mantra and faith in its promised results are far more important than mere mechanical repetition while the mind wanders. Number 12. This prayer is directed to the Divine Mother. O Divine Mother, our hearts are filled with darkness. Please make this darkness distant from us and promote illumination within us. Number 13. Full faith in the power and potency of the Gayatri Mantra will be generated only when the seeker has developed the requisite degree of enthusiasm, reverence, and love towards this mantra. Number 14. The more one chants the Gayatri Mantra, greater the benefits to the one who chants it. Question 37. How does man misuse his life? Man forgets his true nature owing to his attachment to his body. He makes bodily comforts the goal of his life and involves himself in misery. The body is a car and the Atma is the driver. Forgetting one's true role as a driver, one identifies oneself with the body, which is only a vehicle. Sathya Sai speaks, volume 9, page 95 and 233 and 234. What's question number 38? What should man's life be? Man's life should be a continuous series of sacrifices of the lower for the sake of the higher or of the tiny in favor of the vast. Question number 39. What cannot our two eyes reveal to us? Our two eyes are focused toward the objective world and its transient attractions. They cannot therefore reveal the magnificence and the majesty of the realm of the spirit. Question 40. For what purpose has the Gayatri Mantra been given to us? The Gayatri Mantra has been given to us at the third eye, the Ajnana Chakra, to reveal the inner vision to us. By developing this inner vision, we may realize Brahma. Question 41. Why should we guard the Gayatri Mantra throughout our lives? The Gayatri Mantra is a treasure and we must therefore guard it throughout our lives. We must learn to pronounce and chant the Gayatri Mantra correctly and exactly as taught by Bhagwan. Bhagwan has taught the correct pronunciation and intonation of Gayatri Mantra in Sathya Sai Bhajanavali tape number 14 sold at the Prashanti Nilayam General Stores rupees 30. The tape is entitled Bhagwan Speaks on Gayatri at Upnayanam ceremony on 17th March 1983 at Prashanti Nilayam. Question number 42. What should we never give up? We should never give up the Gayatri Mantra. That is to say, we must chant the Gayatri Mantra at least a few times every day with a pure heart. Question 43. What may we give up? We may give up or ignore any other mantra, but we should never give up the Gayatri Mantra throughout our lives. Question 44. What benefits can be derived by chanting the Gayatri Mantra several times a day with a pure heart? The Gayatri Mantra will protect us from harm whenever we are, whether in a bus or a car, in railway train or plane, in a bazaar or on the road. Question 45. What have the Westerners discovered about the Gayatri Mantra? The Westerners have discovered that when the Gayatri Mantra is chanted with the correct accent as laid down in the Vedas, the vibrations produced by the Gayatri Mantra visibly illumine the atmosphere around. Bhagwan tells us the sound of mantra is as valuable as its meaning. Sadhana, the inward path, 90. Prashanti Nilayam. Also, Sathya Sai speaks, volume 3, page 242. We should therefore learn to chant the Gayatri Mantra correctly as taught by Bhagwan. The Gayatri Mantra chanted by Bhagwan is repeated 3 times at the end of each bhajan session in Sai Mandir at 22 Barnes Place, Colombo 7. It is not advisable to learn the pronunciation of Gayatri Mantra from other teachers. Question number 46. What spiritual benefits will we derive by chanting the Gayatri Mantra? The effulgence of Brahma Prakasa will descend on us, illumine our intellect and light our spiritual path when we chant the Gayatri Mantra correctly as taught by Bhagwan. While chanting the Gayatri Mantra, we may be well advised to follow the instructions that Lord Krishna gave to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, shutting out all sense perceptions and fixing the gaze between the eyebrows. How often should we chant the Gayatri? Question number 47. How often should we chant the Gayatri Mantra? Bhagwan has said that we should chant the Gayatri Mantra as often as possible. This is taken from Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 9, page 95 and 238. See also question 36, item 14. The more one chants the Gayatri Mantra, the greater the benefit to the one who chants it. We should chant the Gayatri Mantra at least 108 times, one mala every morning. This will take only 15 minutes. Those who take up the chanting of the Gayatri Mantra as a sadhana by itself may chant 3 or preferably 5 malas every morning and an equal or lesser number of malas in the evening. Chanting 10 malas 2.5 hours every Sunday morning and on holidays is not beyond the capacity of the earnest sadhaka. Gayatri Purascharan consists in chanting 10 malas each morning for 24 or 40 days without a break to absorb the mantric power, purity of life, and an abstemious diet are essential. Question 48. What is the result if we chant the Gayatri mantra while taking a bath or before taking our food? If we chant the Gayatri mantra while taking a bath, our bath gets sanctified. If we chant it before taking our food becomes an offering to the divine. We should develop heartfelt devotion to God. Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 9, page 95 and 238. Question 49. Who is Gayatri? Gayatri is Annapurna, the Divine Mother, the divine force that animates all life. Question 50. Gayatri is described as five-faced. What are they? The five faces of Gayatri are: number one, Om. The Pranava is the first face. The Pranava principle represents the 8 different forms of wealth, Asta, Aishwarya. 2. Bhur Bhuvaswah is the second phase. Third. Tat Savitur Varenyam is the third phase. 4. Bhargo Devasya Dhima is the fourth phase. 5. Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat is the fifth phase. All these five aspects of Gayatri Mantra are within each of us. Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 9, page 95 and 235. Question 51. Why should we take up the Gayatri Mantra and chant it unceasingly? We should take up the Gayatri Mantra and chant it unceasingly because number one, the Gayatri Mantra will protect us from harm whenever we are, whether in a bus or car, in a railway train or in a plane, in a bazaar or on the road. 2. Brahma Prakasa, the effulgence of Brahma will descend on us and illumine our spiritual path when we chant the Gayatri Mantra. Question 52. How does the Gayatri Mantra protect us? The Gayatri Mantra protects us because Gayatri is Annapurna, the mother and the force that animates all life. We do not therefore have to wait for food or for shelter when we are under the protection of Annapurna, the Divine Mother. We should therefore chant the Gayatri Mantra as often as possible. The more we chant the Gayatri Mantra, the greater the benefits to us. Question 53. Do we need any protection other than what we can get by chanting the Gayatri Mantra? No. Bhagwan tells us that the Gayatri Mantra is enough to protect person who chants it. This Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 9, page 95 and 237. Question number 54. Why is Gayatri Mantra enough to protect the person who chants it? The Gayatri Mantra is enough to protect the person who chants it because, as Bhagwan tells us, the Gayatri Mantra embodies all the divine potence. Question 55. What are the benefits that students will derive by chanting the Gayatri Mantra? At the Upanayana ceremony held at Prasanthi Nilayam on March 17, 1983, Bhagwan told the students, you may or you may not chant any other mantra, but do remember that by chanting the Gayatri Mantra, that benefits are there for you to see. By continuously chanting the Gayatri Mantra, you yourself will reach the state of fulfillment, a sense of feeling that you have achieved something. But there is an inner meaning in this Gayatri Mantra being given to young children. We have in this mantra the concluding words, Dhi, you Dhiyo yo naha prachodaya. The meaning is this. Before you have been given this mantra, you have been backward intellectually, mentally, a bit lazy, and with a few negative points to your credit. But after you have been given this mantra, you have become sharper in intellect. You have become more jealous, more enthusiastic, and certainly qualified to get better marks, better rank, and first class. From tomorrow, the children, by virtue of chanting this mantra in the morning and in the evening, may they be endowed with a rare intelligence which will take care of their fortunes, that will be presiding over their destiny. They will become highly qualified. They will become model citizens so that the future of the country will be safe in their hands. In his discourse in the Prasanthi Mandir on August 23, 1995, Bhagwan said, the Gayatri Mantra, is an essential requisite for the young because it ensures a bright and auspicious future for them. Sathya Sai speaks, volume 9, page 95 to and 237. Except where otherwise stated, the answers to the above questions have been taken from Sathya Sai Baba Speaks, volume 10, pages 109 and 110, and from Sanatana Sarthi, September 1995, page 233 to 238. So, there is some appendix also, let me include that also. What India's sages have declared about the Gayatri Mantra. Swami Shivananda of Rishikesh. Of all the mantras, the supreme and the most potent power of powers is the great glorious Gayatri Mantra. It is the life and sport of every true Hindu. It is true Hindu. It is the sport of every seeker after truth who believes in its efficacy, power and glory, be he or any caste, creed, clan or sect. It is only one's faith and purity of heart and really count. Indeed, Gayatri is impregnable spiritual armor, a veritable fortress that guards and protects us, is votary that transformed him into the divine and blesses him with the brilliant light of the highest spiritual illumination. The regular repetition of a few malas. One mala consists of repeating the Gayatri mantra 108 times of Gayatri every day will bestow upon you all that is auspicious and benevolent to herein and hereafter. It is wrong to conceive of the notion that the Gayatri mantra is solely meant for the orthodox Brahman class. It is universally applicable, for it is nothing but an earnest prayer for light addressed to the Almighty Supreme Spirit. It is verily the sole transcendental guide light to humanity. The sun that the Gayatri mantra speaks of is Tat Savitar, the great sun which the sun or moon does not illumine, and that is the impersonal absolute Brahma. Therefore, it is the greatest of all mantras and its presiding deity is Parbrahma itself. Yet it is acceptable to all types of aspirants. The tejas of the brahmachari, the prosperity of the grihastha, and the strength and solace of the vanaprastha lies in Gayatri Japa. Even if you are of a different religion or caste, you can also take to the Gayatri Sadhana if you are really sincere, earnest, and faithful. Your life will indeed be blessed. Dear aspirants, realize the wondrous potency of the glorious Gayatri. Realize clearly what a precious heritage you have in this mantra. Neglect not this divine Shakti that the rishis of the yore has bequeathed to us. Start regular daily Gayatri Japa and feel for yourself the wondrous power that you derive therefrom. Fix a particular time for the Japa and stick to it permanently. At least one mala of japa you must do daily without a break. It will guard you from all dangers, give you infinite strength to overcome all obstacles, and take you to the very pinnacle of splendor, power, peace, and bliss. The Lord says in the Vedas, Samano mantraha. Let one mantra be common to all, and that mantra is the Gayatri. The secret lore of the Upanishads is essence of the four Vedas, while the Gayatri mantra with the three Vihartis, Bhura Bhuva Swaha, is the sense of the Upanishads. Gayatri is the mother of the Vedas and the destroyer of all sins. There is nothing more purifying on earth than the Gayatri mantra. The japa of Gayatri brings the same fruit as the recitation of all the Vedas with the angas. The single mantra repeated sincerely and with a clear conscience brings the supreme good, which is liberation or emancipation from the wheel of birth and death. Swami Chandras Sheikh Swami Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami, the Sankaracharya of Kanchipuram. Gayatri is the mother of all the Vedic mantra. People who chant the Gayatri mantra with the affection and devotion are protected. गायन्तं त्रयते यस्मते गायत्री प्यभिधीयते. If the Brahmin keeps the fire of mantras always burning in him, there will be universal welfare. He must be able to help people in trouble with his mantric power. He lives in vain, and indeed, if he turns away a man who seeks his help, excusing himself, thus I do the same thing and that you do. Possess only such power as you have. Today the fire of mantric power has been put out, or perhaps it is like dying embers, but maybe a spark of the old fire will give off a dim light. It must be made to burn brighter so that one day it may become a blaze. This spark is the Gayatri Mantra which has been handed down to us through the ages. At least on Sundays, all those who wear the sacred thread must do Gayatri Japa 1,000 times. They must take every care to see that their body is kept pure and fit to observe the mantric power. The Gayatri Mantra contains in all itself the spirit and energy of all the Vedic mantras. Indeed, it imparts power to the other mantras. Without Gayatri Japa, the chanting of all other mantras would be futile. Only by the intense repetition of the Gayatri mantra shall we be able to master the Vedic mantras. Gayatri is essential to the self and its japa must not be given up at any time. Gayatri must be worshipped as a mother. The Vedas proclaim Gayatri to be such a mother. The benefit we derive from the Gayatri mantra is the cleansing of the mind, chitta shuddhi. Even other mantras have this ultimate purpose. However, chitta shuddhi is the direct result of Gayatri japa. Let us all pray to the Lord that the fire of the mantras is never extinguished in us and that it will keep burning brighter and brighter. Sadguru Sant Keswadas. Gayatri meditation is the highest form of meditation known in the Vedas. Gayatri is chanted for the attainment of universal consciousness and for the awakening of intuitive power. Gayatri meditation destroys all delusions, energies, prana, bestows longevity, health, brilliance, and illumination. The Gayatri Mantra is the key to opening the door of cosmic consciousness. The best times for meditation are the morning just before sunrise and in the evening just before sunset. Sit facing east or north in Padmasana or Siddhasana or Vajrasana or in any other easy comfortable posture. Sit on a mat covered with a woolen blanket and cotton cloth to insulate your body from the ground. Once you sit in a posture, avoid unnecessary movement of the body. Keep the trunk, head and neck erect. Be fearless. Sit with a firm determination to realize the truth. The Gayatri Mantra is a cosmic rhythm consisting of 24 syllables arranged as a triplet of 8 syllables each. When you repeat the mantra, meditate on the meaning of the mantra and pray for the vision of the Mother Gayatri Devi. This mantra is dedicated to God as light, and the sun is the symbol of the light. This mantra has universality because it is a meditation on light through the sun, which is the same to the whole of humanity. This mantra confers wisdom, prosperity, purity, and liberation. One who repeats this mantra 108 times in each sitting will attain radiation soon. One who repeats the mantra 1008 times with sincerity in devotion in each sitting will attain illumination in 40 days. Gayatri Mantra removes all fears. Gayatri Mantra is the best cure for all ills. Gayatri Mantra destroys karma and blesses us with liberation. This entire universe has emerged by the power of Gayatri Mantra. Indeed, all this is nothing but the manifestation of the power of God. There is no japa higher than the Gayatri japa. There is no greater wealth than the Gayatri Mantra. Whoever meditates on the Gayatri Mantra every morning and evening will certainly be blessed with long life, good health, and peace. His words becomes a blessing. He will attain enlightenment and will become a great blessing to the society and the entire world. Even though the holy Gayatri Mantra is chanted for the highest light of God, still anything a man wishes in the name of Mother Gayatri is Mother Gayatri is instantaneously fulfilled. Gayatri brings healing to any sickness, be they physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. The Gayatri Mantra is the body of the deity. Therefore, by constant repetition of this holy mantra, one will have the darshan or perception of that deity. The scripture says a Purashwaran repetition of the holy word of God should be at least 24,000 times. Gayatri Mantra has 24 syllables. To repeat the Gayatri Mantra 24,000 times is therefore very auspicious. The Vedas constantly emphasize the performance of Gayatri Purascharan and Gayatri Yajna for peace, individual, national, and international. May the universal Mother Gayatri blesses the entire world with transcendental peace. Swami Mukhyananda. In the Shukla Yajurveda, it is urged to spread the beneficent words, Vacham Kalyanim of the Vedas to all people without a distinction of caste, creed, or sect, even to people of other religions. Now the time has come as declared by Swami Vivekananda in 1901. Complete works, volume 3, pages 454 to 461. The religion we are born in, that the Vedas and the Gayatri Mantra must be propagated among all as before, irrespective of caste, creed, sex, or religion. Women should also perform Sandhya as in olden times. This Veda is our authority and everyone has right to it. So Baba has emphasized that Gayatri Mantra can be chanted by anybody irrespective of any religion, caste, creed, claim or sex. See, in Prashanti Nilayam there is Gayatri Mata Mandir, and there that temple is completely manned by ladies. Women are manning that temple. They are managing all the worship, all the rituals in the Prashanti Nilayam Gayatri Mata temple. So, Baba was emphasizing on Gayatri Mantra and knowledge of the self. So, thank you, Sai Ram, sisters and brothers. Thank you so much for watching this and listening this video. Thank you so much. Om Sai Ram, Om Sai Ram, Om Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram.